Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Derail Valley. Now in the last episode we went and got the slug, and I believe it's still at the service shed. And we don't have the multiple unit license yet, but that's going to be what the goal is for today. Now we don't got any fees, and we got $12,000 to our name. So we're going to probably do some shunting jobs, like these ones here. Maybe not this one, because that has long 2, and I cannot do that yet. But we're going to try to get the license for the multiple unit, so that we can actually make use of the slug. So I'm just going to take a look through the pages here and see if I can find a job that would be suitable for us. Alright guys, looks like those ones on the wall are going to be probably our best choices, and pretty much the only choices we can take anyways. So luckily for us, each one of them is only one drop off, so we should be able to just grab all of them all at once and just unload all of them all at the same time, and hopefully do this relatively quickly. So I'll grab these, and that is not what I meant to pick up. That is far from it. Okay, well, I'll go get the engine started, and we will be preparing to get this job done. Actually, let's just take this one here. We'll just leave the one over... Actually, no, because then the slot in there is going to be taken up anyway, so we'll just take the one over here. Alright. So the slug is just gonna stay right in here. And we will take the DE2 out. Alright. Let's get this thing started. So, hope you guys are enjoying your day today so far. I know I am. I just got done mowing the lawn, and I'm ready to get some Derail Valley going. Thankfully, it wasn't too hot out today either, so I had a pretty easy time mowing the lawn anyway, so. But, yeah, I like Derail Valley. I like kicking back and just relaxing with some Derail Valley. It's kind of one of those games where you just, like, gotta be in the mood for it, and then you just get to, like, relax and play it the whole day, or something like that. But as for these jobs, this one's probably gonna be in the G yard, maybe. This one might be in the E yard. Actually, this one... That's the one we just took in. So we could actually just reverse in and grab that. I'm surprised that's actually still loaded in. I would have thought those would have despawned when we got to the slug. Maybe we didn't get far enough away from it. Now, a good point that someone made in the last episode is that, you know, the DE2... once it's connected up to the slug, has less amps spread across all the axles, which, you know, in that case, when you're climbing, and in that particular use case, is actually useful. But in a case of gaining top speed, is not really all that useful. So what we will try to do, if we can remember, is just once we're on, like, flat sections or downhills, we'll just disconnect the multiple unit cable and just kind of go with the engine alone. So obviously, you know, the slug does have its benefits, but it also does have its drawbacks, obviously, so it's just something you gotta keep in mind. Speed up a little bit. I went too hard on the brakes. Alright. Kapang! Alright, let's get this going. Actually, let's search for the other jobs real quick. We have canned food, 93, and we're looking for 93 and 17. 93 and 17. I think this one's probably one of them. No? Okay. 93 and 17. 93, 17. Probably in the G yard, at least one of them. If I had to guess. Yeah, here we go. So one of them's in the G yard. The other one's almost guaranteed in the D yard. So this is 17. Alright, cool. So that one's the next one. And the last one is almost guaranteed in the D yard, which is quite useful because then we can just reverse back. And since they're all just one drop off ones, then that should be pretty useful for us. So it looks like that is the one that's right here. And getting hazmat is probably going to be a good investment long term. I think we need to get long 2 first, just so we can like handle all of the jobs. So 93. Yep, okay. So we'll reverse back, get this one, redeem all the jobs all at once, and we will just unload them all at once and go put them away. And it should not take too long. It might take like 20 minutes or so. Alright, we're back at the engine. One thing I do want to get is the locomotive remote at some point, because that'll definitely be useful for shunting jobs like this. And we do have a job that I am interested in to take out of the harbor once we're actually done and over all this. Just chill out a little bit, DE2. You're fine. We're smoking a little bit. This is ultra hot for this locomotive. Wonder it doesn't even have like a fan inside, I doubt. Though it's kind of confusing why the engine is overheating, because it should be the traction motors that are overheating, so I don't know why it's coming from the engine. So this is probably the heaviest of the jobs. 153 tons. Yeah, it's still not that heavy. It's still kind of lightweight. One second, guys. Alright. There we go. So we will get past this switch here. I'll just ride the back for now. Oh. Forgot to put on the brakes. Or turn off the handbrake at least. Probably red hot, yep. It's fine. I'm sure no damage has been caused to it. Alright. Let's try not to destroy anything further. We're at 20. That should be fine. What I want to do is go back to the end of the train again, just make sure that we are lined into the G-yard, which it looks like we are. Okay. We don't need to go to the end of the train to look at it. I just need to get a bird's eye view. One thing I would like to see, though, is well cars in this game. I think that'd be cool, having double stack cars. That would be very cool indeed. It might be actually possible if they made them like actual like well cars. Because they did say, I'm pretty sure at some point, that there is like constraints with size. With the containers, like with the tunnels and everything, they're like too tall or something, or too short for a double stack. But maybe, I think maybe if they had actual legitimate well cars, that it probably still would be possible, so. But I don't know. I could probably do the measurements myself, I just don't really feel like it. Hemlick. But if they don't add double stacks, at least with this map, I think once they add the DLC map, which they probably will at some point, I think the game will be successful enough for that, because they did say, provided the success of the game, I think that it definitely will be successful enough. I think with that USA-inspired map, which is on their community plans, or their future plans website, they do state that there's going to be a USA-based map, but I think on that one, it's probably quite likely that we'll see some sort of, like, well car. Cool. Attach that. And almost forgot again. Let's just get us over to the D yard so we can attach the last thing. I probably would rate the D2 up to like 400 tons now, not including the slug. As long as you have the slug on, it's definitely able to do 400 of rail car job weight, excluding the locomotive and the slug itself. Because the slug itself is like 125 tons, so I mean, it is pretty heavy. But if you exclude all those factors, I think it definitely can do 400 tons now. At least in most areas of the map. If not all of them. Because I did test like 500 tons from the coal mine, and it was able to do most of the climb. But that's only because I didn't get a really good run up. I started off with 800, and then if I bogged down and installed on the grade, then I just detached as many cars as I needed. But if I had a proper run-up, I might actually have been able to do 600 tons or so. Alright, we should be lined in now. The only thing I think is unfortunate with the slug is just the fact that you can't tie one locomotive on one end and then another on the other end to negate, or sorry, not negate, to evenly spread all the amps across both locomotives into the slug rather than just one locomotive feeding into it, because that's kind of the way it happens right now, which, I mean, I don't know how realistic that is. For all I know, that's how they work in real life, but preferably would, you know, like spread across all of the locomotives rather than just the one. But I do think the Slug is a very good addition to the game. They did a good job with that. All they need to do now is just tweak the DE6 a little bit. Just like make the overheating way less prevalent, and we should be good. At least until you add like an endgame locomotive that's better than the diesel electric 6, which I presume would probably be either the diesel hydraulic 6 or the electric 6. I imagine the electric 6 probably will be more powerful because it's getting its electricity straight from the wire rather than producing it on the locomotive. I don't know how well it's going to work, or how much better it's going to be, but if I had to guess, it's probably going to be more powerful than the D6 by like 500 tons or something. And then the diesel hydraulic 6, depending on how the DE6 is edited in the future, because the devs have said they're going to edit the values and everything of it. Depending on how that is, the diesel hydraulic 6 might be more powerful in the sense that you don't have the overheating issue, and you don't have to worry about the traction motors blowing out on the diesel hydraulic. So I mean, we're just gonna have to see how it all plays out in the end, but that's just kind of my own guess. Alright, so we're almost here. Almost attached to those, and we should be able to get on with it pretty soon. And I'm not sure if this is gonna be enough to pay for... Yeah, no. This is... I don't think, even with the time bonuses with all these, I don't think that's enough to get the multiple unit license, but what we might do is we might... I think what we might do is we might... Oh, come on. Seriously? What we might do is take that one load I was talking about, Hail Mary it up the hill with that 300... I think it's like a 350 ton load. So we're going to be hauling like 450 tons or so with the DE2 up the hill on its own without the slug. Which, I don't know how that's gonna go. I mean, like, for all I know, it could get it up, like, by the skin of its teeth. But, depending on how it goes, we might just have to do that and see how it goes. I don't know. Okay, are we properly connected with this now? Perfect. That's the one at the very, very end. Again. Isn't this like cat food or something? Canned food, so not cat food in particular. This is a pretty long container train, an intermodal. Intermodal trains are kind of my favorite in real life anyways, so... I think it's mainly because of the fact that I never see them in real life, because the lines that go around my house just do not do intermodal trains at all. Like, that's... I don't think I've seen very many intermodals, like, up close, like, dedicated intermodal trains. I've seen intermodal cars, but not like full intermodal trains. Up close, at least. We don't need too much throttle, because it's... While it is a heavy load, we're not, like, pressed on time right now, so we can take our time with this. Hopefully we can fit the whole train in the siding. I think we should be able to. It is designed for really long trains. The slug would make this job so much easier. But licenses, that's a thing. And we're just gonna go into the rear of the train and just wait. And we are lined the right way, so all we gotta do is worry about the actual switch that we're gonna cross over here. I have no doubt in my mind that the DE2 would be able to get up the hill with this particular train, with the slug. I think that would actually be quite possible. Because container trains usually are pretty light anyways, so... Alright. Get up to the cab and then we can reverse into the siding. So depending on when we get the multiple units license, this might be another mega episode depending on how long it takes. But I guess we'll see. Oops, don't do that. Cool. Looks like it's about to start raining. That's one thing I did not test out with the DE2 is how does it perform in the rain with the slug attached? Does it still slip bad, or... Like, I imagine it probably doesn't slip near as bad, but probably still needs sand. Oh, that brings up another point. Does the D6 slug slip constantly? Like, does it have sand that it can put down? Does it wheel slip at all? Because I don't even know if it even slips in general. That is a question to ask. Cut throttle. Doesn't look like we're past that area there. The cranes. Let's see, where are we right now? Oh yeah, we'll easily be able to get this whole thing in the siding. No doubt. They built this siding for massive trains. 100%. After the multiple units, probably gonna be the long 2 license. Just because it's probably gonna be the best decision for us. Because then we can really start doing the heavy jobs. And ones that pay a lot better because of the train length. And then after that, probably concurrent orders too, or something like that. Because concurrent orders is actually pretty useful. We don't have concurrent orders too, so we might actually have to save this one here. So we're gonna do you, you, and I presume I can't do you. Yeah, no. So we're just gonna do these 2 at a time then. That's one thing I just never really take into account because I'm always just so used to being able to take out as many jobs as I'd like. But this is not really a problem for us anyway, so... if anything, it'll just help us keep track of the cars in here and make sure we unload the right ones at the right tracks. Alright. Okay, so it did do both. Alright. So I'll tie you down. And so you are gonna be last. Depending, actually, hold on. G7S for you. G6S. Okay, yeah. We're just taking all of them all at once. Because I was gonna say, if one of them is, if this front one is like the D yard or something, where I have to put them in there, then I would just unhook those last 4 cars and just bring that up and put those away and then come back. But they both go to the G yard, so... sound design in Simulator is absolutely amazing too. I mean, they really outdid themselves with that. Might be a light train, but the brake pipes still take a while to charge up. Start putting on a little bit more power. That's good. So G7S and G6S. Yep. So we're doing G7S first, and then G6S afterwards. And I'll just do the strategy that I did before. If I had the locomotive remote, that would be quite useful, but I don't. 7S is the complete right, I think, of the yard. Pretty cool. We might actually be able to kick these cars, actually. Hold on. I might actually try that out. Well, if I'm gonna do that, then I have to go back and I'll just set the switches up so that they're correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to get these ones. Let's just make sure. 17, 72. Okay. These ones right here. Sound like they are fully charged up. So we'll bottle the air. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make doubly sure. Yep. Okay, let's go switch this switch so that it's in G7S. If I had to guess, it's probably lined for G5I, is it? Yeah. Okay. The G7S actually does not have anything in it, so I can kick these cars without having to worry. That is the most optimal situation. So what I think I'm gonna do is, I'll accelerate up to maybe like 20 kilometers an hour, brake a little bit so that these ones continue rolling, brake down to like 15 kilometers an hour or something like that, and detach the rest of them and just kick the rest of them that way. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Alright. sand down because it's raining. Brake a little bit. But those will continue to roll on. Now we want to get forward. Make sure that we stay with these cars over there, so these don't roll past where they're intended to. We might have to push the other one as well a bit more because the momentum is relatively slow on those, so we might have to push them a little bit, give them a little bit of encouragement. Surprised the wheels haven't locked up yet. Alright, so that should be all lined in. We might actually just let them roll and see if they have enough momentum. I think I'll bring back the locomotive anyways, just to be safe. Because they are going relatively slow. They're going like 7 kilometers an hour, probably less. And we'll just redeem you, sir. Cool. $3,300. Yeah, they're gonna need a little bit of extra encouragement. I think I might have been actually going like 10 kilometers an hour when I kicked them. I keep forgetting I have the driving UI. Guess I just never really make use of it. I'm so used to realistic mode that I just like never really think to use the driving UI, even though it is one of the better features that they added. Though it's mainly just for driving, it's not really even... You don't really need to attach to them. You just need to push them a little bit. Right, that should be enough, I think. Oh yeah, that'll be easily enough. Then we can go do the last job. So we're doing a little bit better on the money. So that's good now. Let's go redeem this job. And then we can get on to the last one. We could do... Like, we could haul the slug a lot along with the job that's going out of the harbor, but then we have to summon it for $5,000, so I'm not sure if that's really worth it. $4,500. Let's go do the last one here. But yeah, I'm not really sure if it's really worth doing that or not. Because that 5,000 might not seem like a lot, and it's not really that much late game, but early game that every penny can really count, especially in a game mode where you don't get as much money. Yep, don't do that. I couldn't tell if we were at the point where it starts slipping or not. Because when it's lightly raining, then it don't do that, but if it's heavily raining, then it does. And it's kind of hard to tell when it is or when it isn't gonna do it. Got some flammable rail cars beside us. Alright. Let's get this thing ready. We have to set the job first. Let's see where this is going. D2S. Okay, that's actually probably one of the more easy ones. That's just going straight to the D yard, which we're already in. So that is actually quite optimal. So these are pretty easy shunting jobs. It looks like this might actually be a mega episode, so I guess we'll see about that. Will we get the multiple unit server or multiple unit license today? I think we might. Yeah, probably. Especially if we make it a mega episode. It's probably more than possible. Let's do a little bit of driving UI action. Right. I got you. Don't need to complain about that. Will slip is kind of funny. So what was it? D2S or something? Yeah, D2S. And that is... Okay, so that's gonna be like right there, kinda. Don't break all the way, because that's gonna cause your wheels to lock up. 30 kilometers an hour is easily enough. 2S. That one. So it looks like we're lined in, and no rail cars as well on this one. That's interesting. We've been getting lucky with no rail cars on these siding tracks. Usually there's at least like one or two, but we've been getting lucky. Let's just use a little strategic. Yeah, that came close to disaster. Strategy almost turned into disaster. Who would have guessed it? That was a quick jump. Can I go into the cab, please? Alright. I think that's like all the shunting jobs that we can do here, so I mean... we're gonna have to take a job out of here. I'm not entirely sure if we can even afford... yeah, no, we're not... we'll have to do like another like job if we wanted to, and so that's what we're gonna have to do, obviously. We'll service this locomotive. First, we're gonna actually redeem the job. So we gained... if we're talking about not including the... or sorry, including the offset from the maintenance aspect, we're probably looking about a profit of like maybe like 10 grand, if even, because I think the servicing of this might cost quite a pretty penny. Ooh boy, a little bit of spicy sounds there. What we could do is we could take a second D2 up with if we wanted to. I'm not sure how well that would work, but it probably would be feasible. Good idea? Not so sure. Feasible? Yes, probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure Squirrel does it, so I mean... I don't know. I really don't know. I've never tried it. Let's back up, and we're going too heavy on. I don't know what I was doing. Let's back up and service this thing finally. Good thing about the slug is that it is indestructible. Like, I'm not even joking, it literally is indestructible. You can hit it as hard as you want and it'll still stay at 100%. Alright. Let's service this thing and see what the damage is. Hopefully it's not terrible. Whew, not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So we need 10 more grand. So I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. I mean, we're doing decent. I was hoping we'd be able to get it today, but or at least part of the shunting jobs we'll have to take something out today. Let's go see. I think I remember which one I wanted to take, but I have to go check to see if it's actually feasible. Which one was it? Was it? I think it was this one here. 372 tons. I mean, it's heavy. And adding the slug onto it, I mean, that's... I don't know. You got this, which is not really worth it. You got those, which you can't do. That I can't do. That's doable, but it's like doesn't pay very well. So this is probably our best choice here. So I mean, we can take it and try to go up the hill. I know if you go down through this line, it's not as steep of a grade. So I mean, that probably would be possible for sure, but I'm not sure if we could go up there with the weight. So I think we're gonna try it and see if we can do it. I think I might get a run up of like 50 kilometers an hour, like some real strong number. Let me actually find out where this consist is before I start planning on what to do. Hopefully it's in the E yard. Now that I recall it, wasn't it in the G yard? I know it definitely, most likely, is not in the D yard. Highly doubt it. Yeah, it looks like it's that one, right? The reds and then the yellow. It's in an outbound track too. Yeah, it looks like this is the one. So 55. 55, okay. So we're gonna attach to that. And hopefully we can, I'm really hoping that I can do this with the D2 itself. I know with the slug it would definitely be able to do it, but I don't know. I just hope. I'm hoping. We'll hope and see if it can get up. If not, it'll make for a funny moment. Okay, let's yeah, oh, those are some bright lights. Okay. Let's get into Le Locomotive. I did turn off the handbrake, didn't I? Yep. Okay, let's attempt it. And also, it's raining, so I mean, that's another thing as well. We're pulling heavy, and we're gonna also have rain. That's a beautiful combination. I keep forgetting that I don't have the slug attached, so I can't send the throttle. So, once again, the strategy is gonna get a run-up of hopefully 50 kilometers an hour. Let it cool off a little bit. And then hopefully we can get up with, like, managing the throttle. I did watch Squirrel's video. I think he was hauling, like, something like 500 tons or something. But even then, I mean, like, that's a pretty substantial, we still have a pretty substantial amount of weight on us right now, so I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm kind of worried right now, to be honest. I guess we'll see. Are we lined up initially at the mouth of the yard? Yeah, looks like we are. Yep, we're good. If this is not possible, we'll just have to bite the bullet, reverse back down the hill, and then go to the left, I suppose, of the harbor. Out of that Y. It's almost acting almost like a independent brake, to be honest. And there's literally no fuel tank. But they have the sanders there, so maybe it does deposit sand, possibly. Come on. There you go. And it's always, it seems like the game does not like me today. It keeps giving me the one at the end. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work. This is going to goods factory in town, so I know where that is. I don't know how this is going to go. For all I know, we could stall out in the grade. I hope that isn't the case, but for all I know, that could be what happens. But we're going to try. Once again, we're going to go 50 kilometers an hour. 50 kilometers an hour is very risky, because the speed limit is like 40 through there. So, I mean, I don't really know how that's going to go if we're going to derail or something. But we're going to have to push it to even have a chance to get up. So, we're going to have to see how it goes. That's all I'm going to say. So, here goes nothing. We'll see. I have faith in this little D2. As long as we can get a proper run-up, I think we should be fine. I guess this can also act as kind of a little tutorial if it does work. We are slow to get started. Traction motor temperature is not okay. We just need to like bring it forward as much as we can without blowing the thing sky high. See, with the slug attached with the multiple unit, this would be like way easier, but right now we're just kind of at the mercy of the power of the overheating, or the little downside of overheating. If we can get to 50, I think we might be able to do it. But judging the amount of speed that we're gaining, I'm not entirely sure we're going to be able to get up to 50 kilometers an hour. I might just go left from the Y, just to be safe. It'll take more time, but like it might just be the safer option, because it's more of a flat route. It probably would be the safer option overall. Because I'm not sure we're going to hit 50. And it might not even matter, so we might just go left from the Y. Because it does bring us to the same area anyways, as far as I know. Come on, little D2, you can do it. I gotta keep a close eye on this temperature. Like a real close eye on it. Judging by how fast we're slowing down, I'm not sure if this is going to be possible, guys. Like, I'm pushing this thing to its limits right now. Like, I'm fine with it being in the red, it's just we need to make sure it don't go to 120. Because once it goes to 120, that's when this thing will fail. Oh, we are so close. Oh, what to do? Tell you guys what, I think what I might do... I mean, we're so close to the top. Could we just, like, play with the throttle, maybe, just to get us up the rest of the way? We'll try a little bit, we'll try. If not, then we might have to get a second D2 and just try to push it up the rest of the way. A valiant effort indeed. Yeah, no. Okay. So obviously, we're not going to be able to do this with the single D2, so what we're going to do is we're just going to get a second D2. There is one over at the bottom of the hill anyway, so we may as well just go get another one. That'll just hopefully make it so that we can get up the rest of the way. Now the question remains, is one of them gonna like blow up because I can't manage them? Because I'm gonna have to hook it up to the back, so it's kind of like, is one of them gonna have a traction motor failure because I'm not able to get to each cab in time or something? So what I might do is I might just apply 2 notches of power from the back one and then try to get up with the other one. I don't know, to be honest. On a grade that high, 2 of them might not even make it either. If worse comes to worse, we'll just have to come back on another episode. I might even do some AFK stuff just so I can, or away from the episodes, just so I can get the multiple unit, so that you guys don't have to watch that. Has there been... I doubt there's been new spawns here, but we can always get the one that was parked up over where there usually is one. Definitely would have made it up without the slug, I'll say that, for sure. You know, stuff happens. I try not to overachieve on my realistic saves, but you know, it's good for content. You gotta live dangerously. I'll see you guys once we're attached. Alright guys, we're gonna be coming up on the train at some point here. We'll try not to crash into the rear of it. I think we still have a little bit of a ways to go up. But this will basically just even out the load a little bit. Should bring the load out to about 250 tons per rail car, or sorry, per TU2. More like 225 tons, but still should be able to get up the hill realistically, I think. I really don't know. Probably the point where I should start being a bit careful with how fast I go. Yeah. Oh shoot. Oh no! Oh no! This is terrible. I've made a terrible mistake. I completely forgot about that simulation aspect. That's gonna be a nasty repair bill. I might have to go I might have to go AFK for a little bit, guys. I might have to do some off-camera grinding. What the heck is the angle cut? There it is. Yeah, I don't get that. If the auxiliary reservoir is full, that should still be supplying. I don't know what that's all about. All right. Should still be able to get up the hill. Yeah, I mean, we're damaged, but we're not like ultra damaged. We're gonna get. I want to monitor this just to make sure. Yeah, we might be good. If not, then I'll just have to have a bigger bill, which is fine. Come on. I think it should be able to get up the hill. Especially with 2 locomotives. I think it's possible. I believe. Okay, now we head back over to this one here. Apply an extra notch of power on this one. Nope. Definitely not an extra power notch on that one. We'll do not 1 notch of power. Hopefully this one's not about to blow up. Really? This thing is not gonna make it up? Well, this is not making it up the hills, guys. I think this might have to be one of those to be continued things. So, we will continue this at some point. I'm not sure if we're going to continue this particular job, because I think I will go off camera and do some jobs just so that we can earn a bit money and get maybe the multiple unit license and the long 2 license just so that we can get the ball rolling. But I think we're going to end off today's episode here. It was a good one. We had some laughs, but I'm gonna end this here, guys. It's to be continued. Next time I should have the multiple unit license, and I should have long 2, so we should be good on those parts. I'll have all the bills paid off, hopefully. So it might be like a day or 2 until I can actually get all that stuff done, because, as you know, I just screwed up the engine. And it's probably going to be relatively expensive to repair. But that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If you, I would ask that you like the video and comment, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I would appreciate that a lot. It helps me out a lot. But that's all for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!